Well, hey everybody, this is Chris DiFiorio with Keys to the Shop. Welcome to another edition of Shift Break. Today's episode is brought to you by La Marzocco, who's been making espresso machines by hand in Florence since 1927. They are at the top. They are the pinnacle of quality, consistency, innovation, all born from their desire to serve coffee retailers across the world. This is why you see La Marzocco at the heart of some of the world's best coffee bars. Machines like the KB90 espresso machine, which has the straight-in locking portafilters to help with ergonomics, scales built into the drip tray for accuracy of your extractions, and then the auto flush feature in the group heads keeps things clean and the workflow moving. It's just one example of many types of machines that are built for your specific needs. Now, La Marzocco is available to help you make the right decision when it comes to an espresso machine. All you need to do is email info@lamarzocco.usa.com. So much love for La Marzocco, and I know you're going to love them too. Check them out over at lamarzocco.usa.com. Now, today's episode is also brought to you by Espressly, who's creating custom branded mobile apps for your coffee bar. So your customers have the convenience of mobile ordering, but they also have a bit of your brand and your culture in the palm of their hand. And with Espressly, you're not just another dot on the map. It's a no-risk model. There's no setup or development fees. You get a drive-through payment scanner, receipt and label printing capabilities. The data is stored in the app, and also it integrates with some of the world's best payment processing systems, including Square. So I would encourage you, if you're looking to get into apps or you want to upgrade from where you are right now in whatever app you're using, go ahead and have them start on your app today. Check them out over at espressly.co. That's espressly.co. Okay, everyone. Well, today I wanted to talk to you about value and adding value to your business. You know, one of the things we talk about on this show when it's, specifically a conversation with owners and two owners on these shift breaks and solo episodes is that you really want to seek to value in real substantial ways your staff. You obviously have the power to do so. You hold the ultimate position of authority. That is 100% one of the main messages. And at the same time, baristas, trainers, managers, your main role is to add value to the business, is to make yourself more valuable so you make the valuation of your work that much more obvious and easy for somebody to say, this is a valuable staff member versus somebody whose work, presence, and contribution is expendable. And it sounds kind of harsh to talk about it that way because what we do often is we conflate work value with human value. There is human dignity and there is human value. That is just a baseline respect and honoring that happens in any business and should be at the foundation of any business. But that does not mean that all employees offer the same degree of value to the company, which is what work is about. Value such as the difference between management and baristas. When you do different kinds of work, you offer different kinds of value. And that value is determined by the owner of the business, the person who writes the checks, who you entered into a relationship with contractually to say, I will do these things if you give me this much money. That's what you've done, and that's what they've agreed to as well. For a lot of businesses, that includes certain codes of conduct, that includes tasks and policies and upholding different standards and values that company has. And what I think is really going to help you as a professional is figuring out ways to make your work more valuable to the company or to increase the profitability of the company, to help the company reach its goals. And it's, maybe that's goals financially, maybe it's return on their mission and their vision. Like there's a lot of ways that you can do that. And it takes looking outside yourself and to figure out what those things are. I don't know a whole lot of people who are really studying their boss to see what do they really value and how can I really deliver to make them shine and to make them successful and make this business successful. because really we're just looking at ourselves. And when we look at ourselves, ultimately we put ourselves into this category of, usually things are going against me. The boss is not giving me what I want, what I think I deserve. And when you peel back the layers of that onion, you sometimes find out that this person is, just doing what everybody else is doing, but seems to think that they deserve a lot more than what everybody else is getting. But they're not taking the next step to create opportunity for themselves. They believe that all opportunity needs to be created for them. We live in a very practical and real world. And the reality is, in order to make something happen for yourself, you're going to have to make something happen for somebody else. You're going to have a spirit of service and giving and creativity, and get outside of that navel gazing kind of habit that we have, and study to see how can you make your manager, your boss, the business more successful. And in the process, you're going to develop a lot of skills, and you're going to see that it's more likely that you'll get recognized. And let's say you don't get recognized. If you're not advancing, well, you can take your skills, and I've been there too, where you take on certain tasks to bring more value to the business, but it's just not rewarded. It's not seen. You leave, you take those skills with you. You take that experience with you. You can find another place that will value those things. But if all you did was sit there and wait for somebody to pave the road ahead of you, instead of picking up a shovel and digging yourself, you're going to be waiting a long time. And the success that you do find is going to be kind of shallow because you didn't really work for it that much. You kind of fell into this thing, and you find that you're way more expendable at that position because you are not the one who brought the value. The value was brought to you. And so your job security is going to be a lot lower. So develop the skills necessary to bring your company to the next level, to do first what's valuable to the company, what's valuable to your boss. Those are the basics of employment. And then this other stuff, once you have a baseline of trust established with those in authority that you are a dependable person, you are somebody that Bruce Tulgan calls indispensable. You can link to the episode where we talked to Bruce about his new book. He also has a podcast called The Indispensables. When you've established that, now the creativity starts to be something that is listened to. It's something that people will say, this is the person that we know, love, and trust because of their work history, because they've done well for the company, etc. Now, if they have this idea or there's this opportunity, we're going to think of them first. Okay. And you have it within your power to be that person, to take, the next step. Maybe this is the new year, we're all making resolutions. Maybe this is your year to start that process, bring more value to the company, and then you'll bring more value to yourself. So I hope that this is helpful. Go listen to that episode with Bruce Tulgan about being indispensable at work. There's going to be a couple of other episodes I think are valuable for you to add value to your company and get ahead in your career. So go listen to those for sure. So that's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and share these episodes with your friends on social media, etc. And we'll see you here next week for another edition of Shift Break, from keys to the shop.